I'm in here with my boy Big Peso D, man.
What's the deal? What's the deal,
bro?
How you doing today, man?
I'm good, chilling, man.
For
How you
sure, for
feeling
sure.
yourself?
Blessed, highly flavored. For sure, for sure.
I'm sick. It's cool to have you on here interviewing you today, man. Hopefully the fans and everybody watching start following you and just fuck with the motion you got.
Hell yeah, tap in at Big Peso D on any.
4%, man.
Hell yeah.
Hey, this Big Peso D interview, everything is right. Is trying to stop this from going right, but that shit can't happen with us. This is Perelli, man. So
Thanks.
back to it, man. How would you describe your upcoming, bro?
Wild, unstable, and another word to describe it. Wild, unstable, and just confusing. Pretty much, you know. So when I moved to Florida with my mama, you know, everything was cool. My mama ended up moving me to my pops because she thought I failed the state test. You know how that go when you real young or whatever. She didn't want me to get held back, so she moved me to my pops in St. Louis. But the crazy thing about it was the fun fact. I passed with flying colors. So she said you know, that's what it was. I ended up going to St. Louis, and my grades kind of dropped. I ain't gonna lie to you, but you know, it just is what it was. And by the time I was 11, they actually, you know, see the what you call them, child family division or whatever you call it. But they ended up taking me away from my pops at 11. So ever since then, I've pretty much been on my own, you know, doing my own thing, really. You know, I be in foster homes, but they don't, like, when you a certain age, they really don't try to keep you that long. So I think the longest foster home I was in was like a year and a half. But before that, I was moving like every 6 months, every 3 months, 4 months. They put me in a group home after a while. And yeah, that shit went wild too. I was always banging in there.
I'm sick. So can you describe what it's like growing up in a foster home, bro, or just in that system, period?
So growing up in a foster home is like being on surveillance 24 hours, 7 days a week. At one point, you know, luckily, you know, we had committees and shit they used to send me to try to help loosen the laws up around foster care. But yeah, at one point, we couldn't even leave the side of our foster parents. Facts. We couldn't go to prom, homecoming. If we wanted to go over our friend's house, we needed a background check on the parents, shit like that. So it wasn't like a normal upbringing, you know what I'm saying? It was real crowded, and, you know, but I used to get, I ain't gonna lie to you, I used to get the fuck on. I wasn't dealing with it. It's more to life. And because I've already seen a little bit of life before I got put in that position, for me, I was just damned if I'd be stuck in that position, honestly.
Right, and you said that you used to be banging a lot in there. Like, do you think you was like scrapping and shit just because you was in there, or like was it more so like because they wasn't doing you right, so you like shit, I just gotta get some anger out, or?
So it was a little bit of both, you know. Growing up, you know, I used to I got bullied when I was in Florida. So ever since then, I kind of never really dealt with that bully shit no more. I learned how to fight. My sister taught me how to fight, and I picked up rolling from there. So the way that shit went, you know, I fought somebody, and you know, in those group homes, you live with all people who come from all different dialects, backgrounds, and stuff like that. So I won't get into too deep on what really happened, excuse me. But all I'm gonna say is this dude swung on somebody who was slower, and he had bone problems because he was so tall and lanky. And he swung on him and blacked his eye. This the first fight. So I'm gonna black this eye. And we was walking around the track. I come back around and I see one of the staff finna swing on him because, you know, we had some of the staff that really cared about us, you know. So I wouldn't really say it was like the not caring part, because as long as you did what you were supposed to do, they cared in there. You're supposed to work your program. It's a real program, you know. But make long story short, I was fighting bullies. I was fighting people who just used to test me. I don't really go for nothing. I'm one of those people, I'm silent about it too. Like one time somebody just said something to me, out of line. I didn't say nothing else to him. I got up, walked up to him and punched him in his mouth. We got to banging. I mean, I've always been one of those type of people. So lately I've been calming down lately, you know, trying to, take my life more serious, you know.
How old are you, bro?
I'm 23.
Man, young.
Yeah.
That's good though, like just not even hearing the whole story yet, being 23, like you seem like real cool and well-mannered to like be, like hearing the stuff that you getting into.
Yeah, I mean, you pick up certain stuff from the foster homes. The first male foster home I went into where the foster home was a pops, he taught me manners, you know. Every time I spoke to him, I had to say, sir, every time. Ooh, can I have this, sir? May I please have this, you know? So, and he wasn't giving a shit unless we said that. So that's just how it went. You know, I just picked up, you know, you pick up certain stuff. But yeah, I mean, I was definitely outside though. I wasn't banging, but I definitely did my thing for sure out there. So.
All right, so dealing with all of that, like, did that influence you to start making music?
Hell yeah. My first song the first song I ever wrote influenced all of that, you know, and actually it took me a year and a half to write it, my first song. And it's because it was something that I was continuously going through, you know. It was like a cycle. Every time I came back up, the idea for that song came back in, so just got to writing more lyrics. Hell yeah.
And how would you describe like your rap style?
I've been compared to Tupac. I've been compared to Biggie. I've been compared to some rappers like recently Travis Scott. I'm all around with it. Honestly, it's kind of just how I'm feeling, you know. My projects though definitely coincide, you know, song to song with each other. They blend very well when I do drop a project, but I'm all around the place over it, you know what I'm saying? I spit a lot of real stuff that I've been through. I spit a lot of real stuff I've seen other people go through, but a lot of my music is definitely, almost 100% of it is just realism, stuff that I've really been through, stuff that my brothers go through, stuff that my cousins go through, you know?
Right. Do you feel like by rapping about like real stuff, like people don't want to hear it because it's really their reality?
Okay, so it's kind of funny. My brother had told me this. It's actually my big homie, one of my big homies, you know what I'm saying? I met him while I was in the group home. He told me, he was like, people pay for fear. People pay for what they're scared of, you know what I'm saying? Prime example, when all this street shit was popping, you know what I'm saying? You had people who wasn't of that culture tuning in more than the people who was of the culture because they were afraid of it. I mean, think about it. They gonna listen to it and they gonna bang it. But you're not gonna see them playing that same disc they was just listening to in the suburbs. You're not gonna hear them playing it out here. Or you're not gonna hear them playing it in that hood where you just heard that disc from and you know it's distant, but you know, you just be like, oh, it's just music. But these are people's lifestyles. So, you know, as far as what you're saying, no, it's getting played out though, for sure. It is. That's why I started moving into like dancing music, you know. Right now I've been making like a whole bunch of strip club music, you know. So everything with that as far as, I just make sure I make it relatable though, even in the strip clubs, you know, even strip club joints, super relatable.
Right. So you got into music just through stuff you was going through. You like making songs and stuff now. Like, at what point did you realize, like, really fuck with this shit?
Um, so I wrote a song. I wrote it. It was I don't know if y'all know Young Pappy. Have you ever heard of him? He a Chicago drill rapper.
I had to listen. Like I be knowing a lot of artists, but I don't be like I know they song word for word, but I won't know their name, bro.
Hell yeah. So he got this one song called Night After Night. And you know, that song really stuck out to me because it explained how life really was in Chicago. And you could tell like he was living those lyrics. He felt that shit. I would turn it on sometimes and listen to that shit. And you know, when it comes to music, I kind of get emotional because that's pretty much the only thing I could connect to. You know, because like I said, I don't really know how to move or whatever. I mean, like I said, I pretty much taught myself with a lot of this shit. Well, you know, shout out to internet though. He's showing me a lot of this shit. You know, he's showing me a whole bunch of this shit. But yeah.
So as an artist that's like getting into the game and you don't know a lot, like what's some stuff that you would wish was around or like people that was around to help you with something? Like what's something that you feel like you need help with the most as an artist that's trying to figure out?
Okay. So social skills. Like you know, uh, shit. I mean, it sucks to say, but going back to the past, I mean, shit, I was always locked in the house, you know. Even when I wasn't in foster care, shit, I was always grounded, always in trouble. Stayed with my ass whooped, something. People used to knock on the door, can PESO come outside? Nope. Yeah, man. That shit, so it just comes from like networking and shit, you know. It's kind of hard for me to talk in person versus the internet because the internet is so impersonal,
Right.
you know. So it's easy to speak to somebody on the internet versus somebody in person, you know. You got to try to hold that conversation in their face, you know. That's where the real work comes in. A lot of people make it seem like networking is easy. Networking is only easy if you really have a natural gift to talk to people, you know. If you don't have that natural gift to talk to people or even wanting to hear people, because sometimes I don't want to hear people, and I also think that's why I have what I have, you know, as far as like not be, you know, it being difficult for me to network. But if you like to talk to people, or you like to hear people out, it should come easy for you.
Cool, cool. So just to help the people learn you a little bit more, I'm gonna just ask some random ass questions, bro.
Do your thing.
So being from Detroit, I know on the west side a lot of people in a Coney Island talks. So on the west side, what Coney Island are you going to if you got a choice to pick?
All right, so I'm gonna tell you, they shut down my favorite Coney Island, which was my grandma owned a barber shop right on exit 9, right, you know, going down. I think it's towards Greenfield. Yeah, she used to own a barber shop, and right next to it, it was this Coney Island called Mike's Coney Island. I feel like that was the best Coney Island in the area back then. But if you ask me now, I can't name a West Side Coney. I'm gonna tell you Zorba's. I fucks with Zorba's on the east side. I'm gonna tell you that one for sure. East 6 Mile and Gunston. Go fuck with them, man. I'm a burger guy, so I fucks with their double bacons, right? So, but yeah, yeah.
So like, what's some places that you want to visit and stuff? Like you say you was like in the house a lot, like so I know you probably got like places you want to visit or just see. Like, what's some of those places?
Um, I want to go to Egypt, definitely. I want to go to Egypt. Just watch, you know, at least look at the pyramids. I feel like at some point our ancestors come from there. You know what I'm saying? So it'll always be good to go back and try to reach out to those ancestors, you know? I feel like you can talk to your ancestors and your ancestors will answer you. So just going to the roots of it all, I feel like you'll get the most spiritual connection to your ancestors. You know, I'm really, when it comes to, you know, spirits and stuff like that, I'm real spiritual. So I spend a lot of my time listening to documentaries about that type of stuff. So I would say, yeah, I will go to Egypt, but I want to retire in Dubai. It look pretty nice out there, and it's strict. You got to deal with the same shit you deal with out here.
So, do you feel like America is really like a place of opportunity?
Yeah, America. All right, so everybody ain't gonna like this answer, but I'm gonna tell you, America is like a hood in Detroit or a hood in St. Louis or even south side of St. Petersburg. Shout out to Rod Wave. Yeah, fun fact, I went to high school with him for a semester in Lakewood. But as I was saying though, when it come down to shit like that, bro, like I said, it's just like a hood, man. It's like, it's opportunity there, right? But that's not where you want to end up. That's not where you want to stay. A lot of the people, rich and wealthy people, you hear about them moving out the country. You know what I'm saying? Drake got houses all around the world. You know, Lil Wayne, I'm pretty sure got houses around the world. You don't want to ever stay stuck in one place. And I just feel like in order to be successful, especially in the field that I'm in, you got to be able to move around. You got to be able to do what you got to do. So, yeah, America is not a place for you to retire at. It's not for you to stay at. It's just for you to get here and build. Get here and build and leave. I mean, if you ask me, it's a lot that I'm not liking about the country anyway, but yeah.
Right. I don't want to get into politics.
Yeah,
like,
we ain't got to go that deep.
Yeah, we both gonna get canceled off of that politics, and we black.
Yeah.
And you already talking too much sense already,
Yeah.
man. I'm sick. But let's get back to the music, man.
Hell yeah.
So, what goals like? Well, number one, fuck that. Scratch that question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think your image affects you as an artist?
Of course. It's because it's all a trend. You know what I'm saying? Prime example, it's a trend to hate on snitches. He snitched. Okay, he did what he did, and he gonna get what he got coming to him, but who are you to bring it up? What he eat don't make you shit. And you making it seem like your shit don't stink. Because just as much as he snitched, you still did something that was fucked up too. Come on now, everybody out here may got flaws and shit like that. And don't get me wrong, I'm not condoning snitching by any means, nigga. If you a rat, I don't be around them. I mean, I'm gonna just be real with you. But I'm gonna tell you this, at the end of the fucking day, he did what he did, and leave that man in peace. So I mean, you know, shit like that is why your image matters, because it's a trend. Once somebody makes it a trend, and that snitch shit, I mean, it sucks to say, that shit started with 6ix9ine. You know what I'm saying? When he did that, whatever the case may be, it was already a trend to hate on him, but then he made it, you know, 10 times bigger. But I mean, shit, it didn't make it no better for him, shit, because he was talking all that shit he was talking. So, yeah, it's just everybody in the game think they better than the next person, and that shit not true. Facts.
So, in your opinion, what is the definition of snitching?
In my opinion, snitching is, all right, man, I'm gonna just get real. Snitching is the fact of, or the action of, legally documenting, whether it's on camera, whether it's on paperwork, whether it's nonverbal, whether it's verbal, whether it's halfway dry snitching, whatever. Snitching is telling somebody else's business that has nothing to do with you completely. That's even if, nigga, if my bro finna go fuck some bitch, nigga, so you make sure you don't tell whoever you're not supposed to tell. You see what I'm saying? That's kind of how that shit coincide. If I'm a side nigga, right, I'm not finna go tell my side bitches, nigga. You see what I'm saying? So that's pretty much how it's supposed to go. You know, I'm not really gonna get into the legal shit because, I mean, shit, like I told y'all, I mean, y'all Y'all see this shit every day. Y'all see snitching. Y'all know what snitching is, but just to break it down a little farther, because everybody think that snitching is just legal. Fuck no, nigga. Snitching is putting out somebody's business and they ain't got shit to do with you. Putting out, you know what I'm saying, ear hustling and go and tell somebody else and they don't even know you heard them. That's snitching. So I mean, it's levels to it for real.
So, do you feel like people in the music industry and fans also are selective on who they cancel for snitching?
Hell yeah. Man, what's that one dude, Real Boston Richie? I can't say I know too much because I ain't, you know, I'm not always in it. But I heard some shit about he was snitching. And every time I look up, the song with him and Future is blasting. But Gunna just got canceled.
Right.
So I be looking at that shit like, they real selective, you know? So like I said, it's all about your clout. It's all about who fuck with you, right? Because Gunna, right? The Gunna situation, they saying he snitched on Young Thug, so he snitched on one of the biggest rappers, and that's the only reason Gunna got canceled. Because 6ix9ine wasn't fucking with none of them niggas. Made his own, came up. I can't say he made his own. Treyway put him on. But I'm saying, no, he came up, he put Treyway on, or whatever the case may be, and the way that shit fell out is the way it fell out. But he didn't have nobody who was solidified in the rap game to back him up. Versus you got, I mean, shit, you got rappers out here and they use the big rappers to cover up. They little snitching. So it is what it is. But a lot of these rappers, I ain't gonna lie to you, I feel like they work for the feds. Fuck, I mean, let's just put it how it is. How is everybody else around you getting locked up, catching charges, all of this shit, and you claiming you ain't got nothing to do with it. Yeah, you not getting arrested. You know your name being dropped.
Right.
That shit don't make no sense to me.
So, what's some of your goals musically?
Musically, my goals are all right, I'm gonna put it to you like this, because I speak highly of myself in this music shit, bro. But if you ask me, I am the Machiavelli reincarnated. It's just like that, bro. I'm Tupac in the flesh. Like, I mean, not literally, but that's how I feel. So if you ask me where I stand off to be, I stand off to be one of the biggest rappers in the world. You know what I'm saying? I studied Jay-Z, I studied Kanye West. You know what I'm saying? I paid attention to how they move. Kanye West, he was everything in the studio. He wasn't just a rapper, he was the producer. He was sometimes, you know what I'm saying, he was the engineer. You know, I mean, sometimes he was a rapper, sometimes he was a singer, sometimes I'm pretty sure he was the background. He just played whatever role that needs to be played to come up and get to that next tier, right? And Jay-Z did it so well, he just made smart business moves. If it didn't make money, it didn't make sense. That was number one. And two, he cut out who he needed to cut out to get to where he needed to go. And it wasn't, I'm pretty sure, I mean, relationship-wise, personal-wise, you know, sometimes it wasn't no love lost because it was just business. And anything that was love lost, it was because they couldn't understand the business, and that's why they had to separate. So if you ask me what I plan to be, I plan on be the biggest, the best rapper. I'm talking about anybody you could think of right now who the biggest rapper. You know, I'm talking Eminem, Jay-Z, Lil Wayne. I plan on passing them. You know, don't get me wrong, because I'm going to always pay due. I'm going to pay homage. I looked up to these people, right? But now I'm in the game. So as I could look up to them, I mean, shit, at the end of the day, they still my rivals. This shit is competitive, you know? It's a lot of money. It's enough money in the world for everybody to make it, everybody to eat. But when you get to the top, that slot gets real thin. So that's just what it is. I plan on reaching the top. I don't plan on stopping. You know, shout out to Wuda K and internet, because I'm the only people I plan on bringing with me, unless somebody else solidify some shit with me. You know what I'm saying? If the vibes is there, then I'm fucking with it.
Okay, and if a person is just listening to you for the first time, which one of your songs do you want them to hear?
Ooh. Can we come back to that one?
Yeah.
Cause I got some shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. So, no, that's a good question. I would even have to I would have to answer myself for sure.
He talking about I gotta go listen to the albums again.
I just gotta think, cause I got so many hard songs, man. Fuck. Let me think. Probably Night After Night freestyle. Yeah, bro. Fuck it. I'll do the first verse. Look. Night after night, I was standing on the block trying to get some money, so I started selling rocks. Gotta watch my head ducking action from the cops, but if an op run up on the block, he got popped. Never thought that I would be shit, so I had to hit the ground running on this street shit. Gotta keep a strap like a motherfucking dyke, bitch. You test your luck, then the song like a light switch. Get back, this chopper got a kickback. Hit him in his nose, pussy nigga, where your face at? I don't even know, but one thing's for sure. I ain't never been a pussy or a bitch or a hoe. Play me like a rookie, you get beat like a pro. Ever since 11, had to get it on my own. Now a nigga grown and I'm still on my own. Peasant make ways, the king take his throne. Got it tatted on my arm with a crown cause I'm royalty. You say you coming hard, but your words, I'm ignoring them. In the discussion, you ain't even get to clapping when them pistols were cussing. You ain't even want to slide when them niggas was on us. You ain't even want to ride when you said you was gonna, but I'm 100, so I stood by you. Got on any nigga bumper if they ever tried you. But fuck it, I ain't need nan nigga for shit. Secure the bag by myself so my plate ain't split. Fuck a bitch, yeah, I'm hip. These hoes ain't shit. All they want is the money, but all they get is some dick. Have I swallowed my kids or that bitch gotta spit? Cause she ain't finna set me up. I'm finna get rich. Too much pussy in this world, so I ain't finna beef. Now I'm on to the next, shoot my shot like a 3. Call me Big 23, but I'm Big Peso D. Yeah. Yeah, that's the first verse of Night After Night. You know what I'm saying? Go check that shit out everywhere. Right? YouTube and SoundCloud, for sure.
Facts. And with this song, Night After Night, how did that come about? You said it was a freestyle?
No, all right, so I wrote it and I named it a freestyle just because it wasn't my beat.
Okay.
But I wrote it. That's the song that I was telling you I had wrote for it took me about a year. It took me about a year to write it. And that's just because it was like, it's on like a light switch. Shit like that. Those were actual situations, like just that quick. I had to get on some bullshit with somebody. Like out there riding them trains was a thing. Like, everybody's, I don't know if you know about like the Metro links. It's kind of like subways in New York, except they're above the ground and they run across the city. So, people did their things on them trains. I ain't gonna say too much. They used to make their money, but there was also niggas who used to bullshit on them trains. Saying, at one point I was one of them niggas who used to bullshit on them trains. So, shit, you get out in this world, what you put in it. I done squashed a couple of niggas on them trains. So it done got a couple of times to where I done got squashed on that train. You know what I'm saying? You win some, you lose some, but at the end of the day, shit, I walked away, and the person I fought walked away. So it's pretty much how shit like that came. Like it was on like a light switch, but I was never the one to hold the guns. I didn't, I didn't really want to do all that. I didn't even like being around them, honestly. So my bros, they always had that shit on them though, and I couldn't stop them because they was grown. And I was always one of those people like, shit, you gonna do what you want to do. At the end of the day, I can't stop you. I just got to accept you for who you are. So stuff like that is how that song came along, you know what I'm saying? Bros, and just me living the life that I was living. Around that time, I want to say when I finished that song, I was homeless, I think, when I finished it. Yeah, I think I was homeless when I finished it. But yeah, man, there was a lot of shit that was going on around that time of that song to where it was like, shit. And I thought this song was gonna be it, honestly. I thought that song was gonna be it. But you never know. A lot of times, like I said, people fucking with that, the pop shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, hip hop, pop, strip club music. I've also heard a lot about the Jersey club music, so I might think about joining that little scene too.
Right. Just get into different bags.
Hell yeah. Diversify yourself.
So just another question, just as a person interested interviewing you, like, how do you even manage to think about writing music at times, like you saying you was homeless and stuff, like real life shit going on?
My life was toxic, so I'm gonna just be real. I'll probably sit somewhere for the day. I'll charge my phone up. By the time they tell me to leave, I'd leave, pop me an ecstasy pill, and walk the streets all night, writing in my phone. Power save mode. I don't have to put my brightness up because it's dark. So I just turn my brightness all the way down. I walk the streets. You know, I'm high as hell off the ecstasy pill. I'm probably hot. So while people out there cold, I got on a regular jacket with some sweatpants on, hot as hell, sweating this, just to stay warm in the cold. You know, so it was certain shit that I used to do that wasn't healthy for sure, but it was like, you know, survival tactics, you know.
So outside of music, what's some of your personal goals?
All right. Now I don't know Nick Cannon shit, but I want a lot of kids. So I think, you know, not at this moment though, but you know, my end goal is to have like a whole bunch of kids. I tell all my friends this, like, if I got a kid, I mean, if I got a woman or whatever, bro, and I'm gonna be older, you know, so of course I'm gonna have kids. And you look out onto a football field, and you see that football field full of people, all them probably gonna be my kids and my grandkids. Like, I want a family like that, cause I come from a family where they so separated. Like, no, they not alike, you know. And right now, though, you know, it's just, we need connection. You know, especially the times that we in right now. A lot of people, you gotta think, we lost a big chunk of the population to COVID, you know? So a lot of people are dealing with those grievings and stuff like that. And a lot of people don't know how to deal with it neither. So they become insensitive to other people and whatever. It's almost like this, right? You know, when it comes to people feelings and shit like that, you always want to validate. You always want to validate somebody else's feelings before you, like, oh, not validate, but listen to them. Listen to somebody else's feelings before you just, because you never know where they're coming from. So, but yeah, that's pretty much my goals. My end goal is just to have a whole bunch of kids. Yeah, and however the dynamics is, I don't know. I hope I don't got a whole bunch of baby mamas. My first one crazy already. Hell yeah. But yeah, that's the end goal for sure. I don't care, like, if it wasn't for the fact that I could be very successful off this music shit, you wouldn't have to pay me to rap. And that's just what it is. Music has been my peace. My whole life has been my peace, you know? Ooh, shoot, I apologize.
Oh, you good, bro. You good, shit. So, man, this is crazy hearing that, man. Like, at a young age, like, just being able to manage and just, like, be able to say that shit like that smoothly, like, shit. I was, shit, getting through it. Like, how, bro? How?
I mean, shit, I don't know, because it's like, all right, I'm going to definitely say one way for sure. If you ain't got nobody, always make sure you got yourself, right? Oh, you got to be honest with yourself. And I guess, like, you know, my mama told me I was desensitized or whatever. I'm not really sensitive. I mean, emotionally, it's a little different, but, like, when it come down to facts, I don't get emotional about that shit. So, and the fact of the matter is, nigga, back then I was living like a bum. You know, the people I was running behind, the people I was fucking with. But I'm so real about that. Like, now it just don't faze me to be real about it. Because at the end of the day, you gotta face, I got a lyric, literally. It literally says, if you don't keep it real with yourself, who gonna keep it real with you? And the answer is nobody. Ain't nobody gonna keep it real with you if you ain't keeping it real with yourself. I mean, you might come across one of these, you know, somebody who got some knowledge on them, like me, who gonna tell you to keep it real with yourself, but everybody ain't gonna do that shit. They gonna let you do what you do and let you crash and burn, let you try to rebuild, watch you, and might act like they're encouraging you, and then don't. But St. Louis will also let you know, like, out there, it's a popularity contest. So it's a little different out here, and they super small, so you run into everybody. Everybody runs into everybody, you know, shit. I'm talking about, you could be walking to school, and you on one block, and your op hood the next block. Shit, I got a homeboy, you know, I ain't gonna say his name, but Shit, we stayed on one side of the street. He stayed on one side of the street. The op hood was directly across the street and directly behind him. It's just kind of weird like that, you know, so there ain't no support out there. So, like I said, keep it real with yourself. That's how you do it. The niggas out there, I had a homeboy he was fucking all of our bitches. Not just mine, not just bro, fucking all of our bitches. And backdooring them too. So, there's some sick shit out there. I ain't gonna lie to you. So you just gotta catch the real niggas. Cause it's a whole bunch of real niggas in St. Louis, don't get me wrong. I just chose to rock out by myself. Cause I could do bad on my own. I wasn't doing nothing for real.
Yeah. So, what's some new projects we could look forward to from Big Peso D, man?
Yeah, all right, say less. So, I got Shake That coming out. That's gonna be hard as hell. The video gonna be a movie. We got FTL Business. Shout out to Wuda K. You know what I'm saying? Wuda K. He FTL for sure. You know what I'm saying? He started this shit. Also, FTL stands for first to last. So we definitely gonna be the first to make it out. We gonna be the first to last. You hear me? And yeah, man, Wuda K. Like I said, I'm gonna just be real with you. And shit, I'ma always pay homage to where it's due. If it wasn't for internet, I wouldn't be in a lot of the spaces that I'm in. I wouldn't be in a lot of the rooms that I be in. I wouldn't talk to the people that I talk to, and I probably wouldn't be going to the places that I go. So my advice to anybody right now is that if you know somebody who do this music shit, support them, lock in, because they'll be able, and when they get into a position to put you on, you know, they might be able to put you on, or even if they don't put you on, you want to be around them people, because they might not be able to put you on, but somebody around them might be able to put you on. It's all about who you know. It's not, you know, I can't say it's not about what you know, because you got to know some shit, but it's definitely about who you know for sure.
Facts. I'm sick, bro. We in here having a good ass. We about to be talking here for an hour, bro.
Man, I got time, so if you want to talk, if you want to talk, let's talk. I got some shit to say.
Shoot, get it off your chest, man. What you want to talk about, man?
Hold on, wait a minute now.
Oh, straight to the bag. Here,
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. So, I'm sick, man. I'm here with Big Peso D still, man.
Yeah.
I was not expecting to get this deep, bro.
Hell yeah, man. You know, I feel like a lot of people choose not to open up about their lives because they got something to hide. I really ain't got nothing to hide. I'm not exactly an open book, but I mean, I ain't got nothing to hide for real, for real. I'm chilling.
I'm sick. So, like, bro, just get more personable with you. Like, what's some of your favorite activities to do?
So, football. Yeah, you know, it's crazy because I'm gonna be that grown ass man throwing the football with them kids because it ain't shit else to do. I ain't gonna lie to you. I love football, man. I might even get out there and run some routes my damn self, or just, you know, I play a little bit of games, but not really here and there. But music, yeah. My biggest hobby is analyzing albums and lyrics, breaking it down. Well, okay, well, I broke down this lyric and then the next song. Well, I broke down these lyrics and the next song. Oh, the album is about, you know, and kind of coming up with those things, you know, and researching stuff. You know what I'm saying? I've always paid attention to the rap game and always wanted to go deeper into people's lyrics, you know? So it's pretty much what I do. Spend most of my time doing, or watching Family Guy or some shit.
I'm sick. Family Guy is a funny ass show.
But see, it's funny. And I think, you know, I think it's really funny because it's almost it's so honest. It is so brutally honest. That's almost my personality a little bit. I mean, you know, everybody look at Peter Griffin as the dumbass, but don't nobody look at Peter Griffin as the realist. And he's just blunt about it.
Right.
You know, so I mean, everybody got their own perspective of Peter and Brian, or Stewie, you know what I'm saying? But, I feel like those were the most honest characters because Brian, true to himself. He gonna make sure he get a book off, you know what I'm saying? Stewie, world domination at one point, he was determined, you know what I'm saying? And then you got Peter Griffin, who was just bluntly fucking honest, shit. A lot of them people be like, well, that joke was racist. But that joke was honest as fuck. Well, it's a stereotype. What? So what? Do you stereotype people? You know what I'm saying? I mean, or prejudge people. It happens. I feel like Family Guy should just wake people up. I mean, it's funny. But you look a little deeper into that shit, it definitely should wake a lot of people up. One thing my brother taught me, one thing internet taught me, even in these movies, what you see, they be like, it's just a movie, don't believe it. Some of that movie is true. And I look at it like that.
Okay. I love Family Guy because it's dark humor.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people won't admit it, but a lot of people love dark humor behind closed doors, at least.
Man. I almost said something that's gonna get me canceled.
Man, that's
because it's a touchy subject, man. I mean, shit. Dark humor comes from a place of understanding. If you ask me, I feel like if you don't know about something, I mean, some people will speak up on it, but then they sound stupid. But if you come up with a dark humor joke and it makes sense, that person really in tune with what's really going on, and it doesn't faze them, kind of like being in the Matrix, you know what I'm saying? Kind of, sort of. It's like when it comes down to it, are you going to be in the Matrix or are you going to control the Matrix? I'd rather control it. Shit, I mean, I'm gonna just be real with you. I'd rather be the person who you hear my music playing everywhere. You know what I'm saying? You hear like artists going across the countries, you know what I'm saying? Playing their music. A lot of the rappers in America not blowing in America because they blowing across the country. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So that's pretty much it from that. Like, but yeah, man.
I'm sick. What's your first place that you want to perform at as a paid artist? Anywhere.
Anywhere. All right, so I want to go like Las Vegas or New York. If I could sell out a New York arena, shit'd go crazy. I feel like or the Super Bowl. Even though I heard they don't get paid for that stuff. I heard it actually come out of their budget. But definitely probably the Super Bowl because even though they don't get paid for it, it's a lot of exposure. You know what I'm saying? So people who didn't know you probably know you now. Stuff like that. I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody knew Rihanna, but the people who didn't know Rihanna that watched that Super Bowl probably listening to her now. So that's how I pretty much look at that. Everything is an opportunity.
So with that being said, like at what point do you have to charge people for your craft?
I was talking to the internet about it not too long ago. All right, so look, you charge them when they have nothing to offer you. If they have nothing to offer you but money, that's when you take the money. But sometimes a relationship can be worth more than currency, and that's what it is. A lot of people value money. Prime example, I had a homeboy, and I used to call him for rides, and I would always put gas in his car because I would call him for rides, not knowing that that's my homeboy. So I'm not gonna have to pay him. I mean, shit, it's good for me to pay him. It's good for me to make sure it's gas in his tank. But every time I go up in there, at one point he was like, nigga, he opened up his fucking middle console. I'm still seeing 20s from last week. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, bro, you ain't gotta pay me. Look at all this shit you be giving me, bro. And shit, yeah, that's just what it is. So It's all about showing love, you know, showing love to the people. Shit, I look at that as even a form of paying homage, because without him, shit, shout out to EJ. But if it wasn't for him, shit, a lot of shit wouldn't even be going the way it would have for me back then, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I was homeless at points, but shit, I had my own place at 17. So going on to say this, you got to start charging people for your craft when they have nothing else to offer. If they can't put you in a room with somebody, or if they can't do music with you and y'all split the revenue because it's something y'all agreed on, whatever the case may be, then you charge them. And you tax them out the ass because they can't do shit else for you. That's what I would think.
I have to believe you. Shit, like I told you, I raised my prices just so cheap people can't book me.
Hell yeah.
I know that sounds fucked up, but
Nah, because you got a different type of craft, though. You see what I'm saying? It takes money to run your craft. For my craft, as far as rapping, it doesn't take a whole bunch of money to get a rap pushed, right? All it takes is for that one person to hear you, right? Now, the business part comes in pushing it. You know what I'm saying? But just rapping, I was rapping just to get my feelings out. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have nobody who listened to me. I tried to tell my mama, and she told me, get the fuck out the room. To this day, she'll probably do some shit like that. Or my pops, I don't want to hear that shit. So when it come down to it, I didn't have nobody to go to but the pen and paper.
sick. And before we wrap it up, bro, like, cause I gotta bring you back.
Hell yeah.
Like,
yeah.
we having too good of a conversation. But, like, really, bro, what do you want to do next in your career?
Very next, I want to engineer and probably produce. That's probably the next step for me, engineering and producing. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I might get signed, unless if they talking the right paper. Because you got to think, by the time I start producing, engineering, and rapping, that's half the work right there. And I probably won't even need an advance just because of the case of, I mean, shit, that shit gonna show up. I ain't gotta pay nobody else, whatever the case it may be, probably besides my distributing. So that's pretty much how I would rather do that.
And let the people know how to find you again, bro.
So at Big Peso D on Instagram, or shit. I mean, if y'all want to tap into my Facebook, you can go ahead and hit me up on I Ain't Shit. IANSHXT. I Ain't Shit. For sure.
For sure, bro. We gonna wrap this up, man. Thanks for coming through, man.
No problem, man. Y'all have a blessed one for sure.
For sure.
Hell yeah.